Hello, my name is Navigator, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe classified Gnawgahyde, Porkbelly, and Yobbo action figures. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I grabbed this from Amazon. Let's get into it. So to start off with, we're going to go over all the accessories here. And I guess we'll start off with, well, I guess the accessories. I was going to go with Yobbo. Yeah, let's do Yobbo and Porkbelly first. These guys are really cool. So to start off with, I believe this is Porkbelly. He's going to be like a big boar, and he's really cool. He's got some nice features here. He's got that cool red eye, a nice piercing there on his left ear, cool piercing there on his snout, and I guess on his tooth there as well. There's like a nail. There's like a nail in there or something like that. I have no idea, but that is really sweet. And he's predominantly gray, kind of black. He's got a lot of articulation. You can move his head up. You can open his mouth here if you really needed to. He's got some more teeth in there. That looks really great. Some articulation on the leg. Can move them out if you need them to as well. So you can kind of pose very neatly. Triple articulation there on the leg. I don't even know how to describe an animal articulation there, but there's just plenty of articulation here. Hell, even some tail articulation if you need. But there's Porkbelly. This guy is really cool. There's also Yobbo here. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And he has this really cool monkey that has an eye patch. I just love that. That was a really cool feature. No real articulation with him. Maybe the tail you can kind of move around a little bit, but he's kind of meant to grab onto Porkbelly or to sit on the shoulder of Gnawgahyde. So that's really cool. And speaking of people here, we'll take a look at Gnawgahyde's accessories. We'll go with his bow stuff first. Here's kind of his quiver here. He's got 3 arrows poking out of there. And we do have a separate arrow accessory that can slide right into that little hole there, I believe. We can press that down. There we go. Kind of fits up nicely with the other 3. And then there's a little thing in there, and that's where I believe, I keep saying that, I apologize, the bow goes. But this is a really cool bow accessory that we have here. I think maybe it would go like that. I don't know how you would hold it. I mean, I guess like this. There we go. That's really cool. Predominantly black with some green in there. And you can mount that arrow in that little peg right there if you needed to. Actually, let's see how that would work. Will that work? Can you even do that? Oh, something just snapped off there. Oh, I don't know what that was. What can you put in there? I'm not sure, but I think maybe... because there's a hole right there as well. Yeah, I don't know what... I'm not going to experiment with it because this is really easy to break off. So we're just going to leave that be. I don't want to test that around. What we can do, though, is see if we can equip this bow to the backpack here. Let's see if that's capable of being done. Maybe we can just slide that in. I don't know. Is that even where that would go? In here? Maybe. We just clip it in right there. I guess it would go like that, and that kind of looks nice, so I'm not complaining, but we do have that. All right, not bad. We also have this like dual machete almost, like arm glaive. I think you'd probably call that a glaive or something like that. I have no idea. A gauntlet, but that thing is insane. You could probably hold it if you really wanted to, but they do have these loops here for it to go around his forearm as well. And then we also have 2 knives here, which are pretty traditional. Nothing too crazy. He might have some sheaths on his body. We'll have to find that out. And then we also have a deconstructed sniper rifle here that you can assemble. Kind of looks like the ballista, like a Remington. But that's really cool. And what we can do is we can equip all the accessories here. So we have a silencer that we can throw on there. We also have a long-range scope that we can attach to the top. And that's really nice. So the silencer and the long-range scope. We, of course, have the magazine. A lot of these G.I. Joe guys, their weapons, the magazines come out, so we can throw that in there if we want to. And then we also have the bipod as well. And that is really cool. We can assemble this really cool sniper rifle. And that's awesome. That's, again, predominantly black and like green. And then we also have the assembly case for it, which should close up. And what I want to do now is deconstruct the sniper rifle and see if we can actually throw it back there in that case. So let's do... Oh, whoa. The scope popped right off and flew to the other side of the room, but we got it. And we'll grab this too. We'll take the magazine out. I'm not sure. Can we keep the magazine in? I guess we can. We can pop that right in there. I really wanted a sniper case. I thought this would be really cool. It came with that like all gillied up one that kind of was like a peg warmer for a while. And I never really got that one, but this is probably perfect for it. So we can throw the silencer in there. And the bipod over here. The long-range scope will flip it around. And that can go right in there. Fingers crossed when we close it. Boom. Closes together nicely enough. And we do have that. Oh, pop back open. Let's not talk about that. And that is really cool. And he can, of course, hold that if he needs to. But I do worry about that popping open. However, that is a really, really cool accessory. I love that. I might give this to like my spirit iron knife or something. And I apologize. It's not really focusing too well. See if I can bring it closer. Maybe if that'll help. If we bring in more light. How about that? No? Okay, whatever. But we will end here by taking a look at Gnawgahyde himself. So, down here at the bottom, he does have these really cool black shoes on. Nothing too crazy about it. Some, like, olive drab kind of, green, what do you call those, like, kick pads, almost like some armor down there, with a knife sheath. So we can actually plug in one of these blades here. Let's see if we can do that. It's pretty tight. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. We can plug that right into the side there. I don't know if you guys can see that too well. There you go. All right, but yeah, then for the rest of it, he has another colored knee pad there with that same kind of like green color, almost what looks like jeans or blue colored pants, which is, of course, a draw for me. I'm always a big fan of that. A nice tool belt here as well. He's got some frag grenades and some concussion grenades, hints of brown and silver on there. And then another sheath here, which I believe is for the second knife. So we can throw that right back in there. And that's really cool. And he almost has the Craven look going on here, like from Spider-Man, with this like leopard, jacket there, almost like a pirate. He's got some dog tags as well with some teeth around his neck, some tattoos on his biceps, an anarchy one on that one as well. He's got some butterfly joints. We can really move him around if we need to. Some chain or studded bracelets there. Some more teeth in that one. Almost got like a saber-tooth thing going on. Some black gloves as well. And then finally the head sculpt here. Almost looks like John Moxley in a sense, with the cobra coming over the left ear there. And these scars on the top of his bald head, which is really cool. And these awesome mutton chops. So there we have it, folks. Oh, I almost forgot one last thing. Another big draw for me was this really cool Outback hat for his bald head. So we do have that right there. Gnawgahyde. Dreadnok, Gnawgahyde. Big fan of the Dreadnoks. I have, I'm looking over there right now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess just 3. Maybe 4? Well, Zartan. I have Zartan, Zatanna, and the brother, or whatever her name is, the sister too. But yeah, so adding to the Dreadnok collection, and as you guys can tell, I'm pretty tired today. I think I probably paused way too many times in that video and I didn't even notice, but I'm going to leave it there. Once again, a review of the G.I. Joe Classified Dreadnok, Gnawgahyde, Porkbelly, and Yobbo action figures. As always, folks, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care. And of course, the alarm is going off on schedule.